Hello, I'm Mike Muncer, host of the Evolution of Horror podcast. I'm in the Arrow video store and I'm here to recommend 6 films about misunderstood, sympathetic serial killers. Theatre of Blood.
Oh my God.
One of my absolute favourites. This is one of those underrated kind of body count slasher movies that not many people have seen. Vincent Price as Richard Lionheart. Any creator out there will know that there's nothing worse than getting a bad review from a critic. In this movie, Richard Lionheart takes revenge on all of the critics that have ruined his career.
Another critical miscalculation on your part, dear boy.
I love this movie so much. As somebody that's worked in film criticism for a long time, I kind of feel like the victims of this movie have it coming. It's an incredible performance from Vincent Price as well, where he really gets to show off his stuff. As well as slicing people up, he gives some beautiful Shakespearean monologues as well. And there's something really kind of beautifully gritty, British and 70s about this movie. And it's filled with incredible sort of British character actors as well that play the snooty critics.
Do you hear that, my dear? This nice policeman is going to see to it that we're all of us, all right.
Got some absolutely incredible stuff, some great gore, some great body horror. I was lucky enough to screen this and hosted a Q&A with the brilliant Reece Shearsmith. This is one of his favourite movies as well. It's absolutely worth seeing if you like blood, guts, Vincent Price, theatre, or just watching critics get their comeuppance. So what else did I pick? I picked Psycho. Obviously Norman Bates, one of the most infamous, notorious serial killers on film. I really held off from watching the sequels for a very long time. I kind of thought Psycho should be a one and done movie. But actually, when I finally came to particularly Psycho 2, only about 10 years ago, I thought, oh my God, where has this movie been all my life? Anthony Perkins really gets to show off and you get to see a kind of different side to Norman Bates, you know? And the more we learn about him throughout the sequels, you've got a slightly ropey prequel, Psycho 4, that kind of explores his childhood. But this is a man who's been through quite a lot. His mother isn't the best.
Why do you say that?
Always running from me, just when I need you most.
You know, he didn't have the best childhood, and I kind of feel like he's trying to be a decent human being. Particularly in Psycho 2, you'll get the feeling that Norman Bates wants to be a good man, and it's the environment, it's the people around him that turn him into a monster. So if you are like me and you avoided the Psycho sequels for a very long time, check them out. They are all worth watching. Psycho 3 is a kind of really interesting, slightly queer movie directed by Anthony Perkins himself as well. Well worth a watch. Yeah. Hellraiser.
The box. You opened it. We came.
I will never forget being a kid and being obsessed with images of Pinhead, that incredible makeup, that incredible kind of performance. But when I first saw Hellraiser, it was not the movie I was expecting. That is a horror movie for grown-ups. And it's not really about Cenobites and monsters. It's about a serial killer called Julia. And this is a movie about kind of sexual repression and about hiding a certain side of yourself. It's about BDSM, it's about kinks, it's about desire. Julia is the star of Hellraiser, and yes, she does some questionable things. She kills quite a lot of men. A lot of those men have it coming, and this is a woman who has desires. She has needs, she has kinks, she's unable to express them, and I think it's a really interesting lesson about what happens when you repress certain kinks and desires.
I'll do anything you want. Anything.
So Julia, I think there's more to her than just a simple psychopath. Also, Hellraiser 2, not quite as good as the first. In fact, the Hellraiser sequels aren't super strong, but Julia does return in part 2 with a kind of really gnarly kind of skin suit that is worth checking out. And I think, if anything, the problem with the rest of the Hellraiser movies is that they are about Pinhead and not about the real star, Julia. Okay. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. This is a divisive, controversial sequel. Hook 'em on, baby! Tobe Hooper obviously directed this sequel about a decade after the original, and in so many ways it is nothing like the original. It is noisy and in your face and kind of comedic and almost kind of comic booky compared to the kind of gnarly tension of the original. But we do get more Leatherface. We get more of the whole family of cannibals. And, you know, Leatherface, I think the more we learn about him, the more I feel a little bit sorry for him, you know? Again, I feel like he's a product of his environment. He is a product of the people around him. He takes a liking to a girl in this one. He's, you know, maybe he doesn't go about it in the best way in this movie. But I think there is a sympathetic side to Leatherface, a naivety to Leatherface that sort of slowly comes to the surface, and you particularly see it in this movie. It's not everyone's cup of tea. It might give you a headache. You might want to turn the volume down by the end of it.
Listen, this is not gonna work out.
But everybody's got to watch this movie at least once. It is utterly deranged. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Did I see it somewhere over here? All right, where is it? Okay, there it is. There it is. Incredible. Audition. Now, this might be one of the worst date movies you could ever watch. I actually did watch this movie with a girl that I was seeing at the time in university, and it did not go down well. And I think this is a movie that is, you know, it is a bit of a kind of Trojan horse, you know, because it begins as a kind of romance, a kind of drama about a guy who meets a young girl, and she seems like the sweetest person in the world until it turns out she's not the sweetest person in the world.
Hi.
This movie descends into some of the most squirm-inducing scenes of gore and torture I have ever seen in a movie. It remains one of the most powerful horror movies I've ever watched. But again, I think the serial killer in question here, and I won't spoil it too much, but I think there are more sides to this character and layers, and again, this is somebody who has been through a lot. This is a movie about the patriarchy. It's about the way in which men treat women and the consequences of that. And it is, again, like one of the most interesting, layered, nuanced portrayals of a character slightly on the edge, let's put it that way. You've got to stick with this movie. You've got to turn off the lights. You've got to put your phone to one side. Don't be distracted. It is a slow burn, but it will be worth it by the end. Takashi Miike's incredible Audition. So I've got Hellraiser, Texas Chainsaw, Leatherface, Theatre of Blood, Audition. I had one more. What was my last one? Basket Case.
What's in the basket?
This brilliant little low-budget, skeezy movie from Frank Henenlotter is absolutely incredible. Here we've got the serial killer in question is a kind of a sort of deformed Siamese twin who has been separated from his brother called Belial, and his brother carries him around in a basket. This film is absolutely adorable. There is something, even though it's gross and it's skeezy and it's violent and it's a little bit sleazy, there is also something really sweet and beautiful about this. And I think it's just the low budget filmmaking, what Henenlotter managed to pull off with so little money, the design of Belial, that kind of weird misshapen form. And when he pops out of his little basket and he kind of scuttles around and he sort of boops women on the nose in the middle of the night, he's kind of adorable. And again, I think this is a guy who has had a pretty tough life. He can't walk, he can't really move, he gets carried around in a closed basket for most of his life. He loves his brother, but he's just a bit misunderstood, you know? So I absolutely love Belial. Again, if you're a fan of kind of low budget indie horror filmmaking, stuff that is just a little bit rough and ready, this is one of the most fun movies you can watch. Frank Henenlotter's Basket Case.
What's in the basket?
So there you go, that was 6, in my opinion, quite misunderstood serial killers in movies. I'm Mike Muncer, host of the Evolution of Horror podcast, and it's been such a pleasure to pay a visit to the Arrow Video Store.